Okay, so this is the second video you should be watching. It is solving linear inequalities. You notice we have the same steps out to the side as we did for equations, except one thing here on step 4, when you're finally maybe dividing or multiplying, if you divide by a negative, just make sure you flip the symbol. All right, so we'll go through our same steps. Let's see, step 1, simplify both sides. Nothing to simplify with the 12, nothing to simplify on the right. Those are not like terms. So actually we're going to skip step 1. We're moving right on down to step 2. Get all linear terms to one side. Great, it's already on one side. So skipping down then to step 3. Get all constants to the other side. So I'm going to write this again. 12 greater than negative 4x plus 10. All right, so constants to the same side. Since x's are on the right, we want to move constants to the left. So this 10 needs to go, which leaves us with a, bright color. 2 greater than negative 4x. Oh, I don't know why that skipped. There we go. Negative 4x. Then, last step would be to isolate x. We're down to step 4. And this is what I'm talking about. In order to isolate, we'd have to be dividing by this negative 4. And some of you did this when you were graphing in our stations already. But if you divide by a negative, right away you need to know, I need to flip my symbol. Okay, so since that green thing, that green 4 is negative, we're flipping the symbol. And then we get x over there. 2 divided by 4 is not beautiful, but it reduces down nicely to just half. So our answer is a little bit different than an equation. In an equation, we got one answer, x equals one thing. Here, as long as x is any number, and I'm going to read this from x, even though the negative 1/2 is first. This is how I want you to read it. Read it from x. So x, if I kind of read it backwards, x is greater than negative, greater than, let me put that word in there, greater than negative 1/2. So we're reading from x. X is on the open side, so it's on the bigger side of the symbol. X is greater than negative 1/2. And in general, we show that on a number line. So just put on 0, so I know that where the middle of your number line is, and then negative 1/2 is to the left. Okay, so our answer says, as long as x is any number greater than 1/2, then it should work in our equation. It should make our equation true. I'm sorry, our inequality true. So as long as x is any number bigger than negative 1/2. Since it doesn't say greater than or equal to, we're going to leave this an open circle to show that negative 1/2 itself is not a part of any answer for this inequality. Okay? If that's confusing, that reading it from x thing and kind of reading it backwards, make sure you talk to me tomorrow about that. One more example with this stuff. So here's another inequality, just so we can practice solving and using our number line. Step 1, simplifying. Both sides are already simplified. 5x minus 4 can't go any further. 2x plus 8 can't go any further on its own. So we are ready to actually move on to step 2, which is to get all linear terms on the same side. So I'm going to write it again. If I get all linear terms on the same side, I'm going to move my positive 2x by subtracting it away. That will leave me with a positive 3x minus 4 greater than or equal to 8. Do remember, let me open this up again, this little guy down here. If you multiply or divide by a negative, that's when you flip. Adding and subtracting is no big deal. That's why I haven't flipped yet. Let's see. So step 2, done. Linears are all in one place. Constants need to move. Since the linears are on the left, constants need to move to the right. That makes, let's see, 3x greater than or equal to 12. Okay. Linears are to the left, constants are to the right. We're ready for step 4 to divide. So we need to divide that 3 away. Since that number in green, the divide by 3 is positive, we don't have to worry about flipping. So we're going to keep it this way. And this one's a little bit easier to read because x is on the correct side of the inequality symbol. So x is on the big side, meaning x is, again, we're greater than, except this time we are also or equal to 4. So as long as we pick a number that's greater than or equal to 4, if we plug it into our original inequality, it should make it true. So let's show where all those numbers are on a number line. So 0 in the middle, this time 4 is that way. And then we said greater than or equal to, so any of these numbers, any number bigger than 4, if you pick it, it should work in that equation. And to show that 4, since we said greater than or equal to, we want to show that 4 is also a part of this solution by coloring in the circle. This is kind of like your solid and dashed lines when you were graphing linear equations, or linear inequalities. Okay, so that is solving linear inequalities in a nutshell. Real quick one. Very similar to solving equations, you just have to remember if you divide by a negative to flip the symbol.